All right, so I don't have much data analysis in my presentation, but what I wanted to do was to try and take the data that's available inside AMEE and make it easy to get that data into Excel, and easy to do the calculations that AMEE exposes in Excel. So what I've essentially done is repurposed some of the .NET work that I've been doing with a similar API in the finance industry to enable you to extract data items from Excel and post calculations to AMEE and then display the result in Excel.
Just close it.
All right, so essentially what we've got is you use Excel, you download an add-in and it sticks a new bar into your Excel tool grid, which gives you a couple of windows you can open up, and most importantly, it extends the sort of built-in Excel functions. So the first thing that you need to do is decide which data set that you want to use, and I think that the AMEE Discoverer is an excellent interface for that, so there's no point in duplicating that in Excel. Once you've found the data set you want to use, and in this example I'm looking at, say, the DEFRA of fuel methodology, what you really want to get out of that is the path, in this case transport DEFRA fuel. And then what I've facilitated is where you can normally see the set of data items here in the web browser, there are a set of Excel functions that you can use to extract the same data into Excel. And one of the things that I didn't solve, and if anyone wants to help me with this project later on, I'd appreciate some help with, is in the AMEE Connect, everything's based around finding these UIDs, and I need these to be able to pull in the data into Excel, and I didn't find a useful way of browsing the data to find them other than sort of inspecting the results. I suppose something built around this sort of drill down API would be useful. But anyway, at this point you just have to magically know these things.
We have a drill down API. But
once you know that, so then there's some custom functions that the add give you. This is one, grabbing a data item label, you give it a path and a UID, and it populates, it does the query to return the data, stick it into a cell. And of course you can do the same thing to get some values. And once you have your set of templates, you can obviously do your standard Excel fill functions to go and grab a collection of data. Another thing that you can do is you can set up the inputs for an AMEE calculation, put those into a function which posts those to AMEE and then displays you the results. So here we are calculating your carbon emissions with different sets of volumes. So once you've done that, I think where Excel excels is once you've got the data, it makes exploring the data very easy. So it's got really good graphing facilities. It's got ways you can use pivot tables to slice and dice the data, and any kind of knowledge worker, or any kind of numerate knowledge worker, and I see this in the finance industry a lot, Excel is the way that they think about things. So I think having that data and having it in a sort of semi-real-time fashion, if the AMEE data updates, your cell values will update. Sort of puts it into an environment which you understand and you're familiar with, and you use your normal tools to sort of analyze. So just here in some examples, I'm just drawing simple graphs to compare the different measurements of the different fuel types. And Excel's sort of power is in this kind of data exploration and the creation of good-looking charts that you can present. Here I'm using a different chart, and I'm looking at a different kind of car emissions, and you can sort of see, now that I have my function set up, it's very simple to sort of grab more data, expand my charts, and so forth. And that's about as far as I got. So I'm hoping that that's useful for people who want to, who think in Excel terms, want access to this kind of data. And if I could just say one more thing before I get kicked off. So underneath all of this is this is all written in .NET C#. I repurposed one of our libraries to make a C# version of your clients. So you'll see that it's incredibly similar to what you guys have. You have a client object, you have a drill down, you have a grab data item, that kind of thing. So I'll extract this out of the Excel part, and hopefully we can get it posted as a community library along with the Java and PHP and so forth.
Yes.
That's me.
Thank you.
Great.
Do you think this would, one question, do you think this would be easy to do in Google Docs?
I don't think it will be as easy as doing it in Excel. There's one big problem with Google Docs, and that is that they restrict you to the number of updates you can make to once every 5 minutes, I believe. It's a server-side restriction, so you can't do that real-time stuff. The biggest problem I had with Excel actually is the AMEE API is very hierarchical, and Excel is very table, two-dimensional, so it's trying to get that mapping. So it's nothing to do really with the technology, more the presentation style. So that was where I had the biggest problem. Just trying to wrap my head around it.
Great.